Hey everybody, Pastor Frank coming to you live via a recorded message. Hope you're having a great start to 2024. Happy New Year to everybody. Thanks to Pastor Rose, Danny, and Dorada for leading our worship last Sunday while John Tarver and I were away on holiday. Not together, but resting apart wherever we were. Looking forward to be back in worship this Sunday as we begin a new sermon series that we're calling Covenant. And these are covenants from the First Testament. So all throughout the First Testament, God is constantly making covenants with God's people. The first text for this Sunday is Genesis chapter 1, where God creates things and then gives people dominion over the creation, kind of creates a covenant relationship between God, people, and the created order. And then in succeeding Sundays, we'll talk about God's covenant with the people following the Great Flood, God's covenant with Abraham and all of the descendants of Abraham for all time, God's covenant with the people during the Exodus when Moses brings down the tablets of the Ten Commandments, and wrapping it up with a renewal of the covenant, which is found in the book of Jeremiah, a time of great trauma in Israel's story. So God's covenant relationship is fundamental to our Christian faith. And really the story of the Bible is God making covenants and people breaking covenants. A covenant is a contract, it's an agreement between two or more parties that implies a relationship. And so we'll be starting off the year with one of the great traditions in Methodist church circles that goes all the way back to the days of John and Charles Wesley, and that is the renewal of our covenant relationship with God. And I've been asking around people at Spring Valley. Evidently, there's not a history of doing that here at this church, and so we're starting it this week. I've done this every year at every church for more than 20 years. It's a very meaningful service. It's a beautiful service of prayers and reflection and kind of restarting. It's perfect to start the new year. It's usually observed on the first Sunday of the year. So that's the Wesleyan Covenant Renewal service. It will happen this week. Next week, we will renew our baptismal covenant again. So we'll be exploring what it means to be in relationship with God through the various covenants that God has made and how it works with our own spiritual life at the beginning of a new year. Also this week, I will be kind of restarting what I had planned to do during Advent, and then life got in the way. But it's called The Birth of the Messiah. It's a brief study from 11:15 until 12, and we'll be looking at depictions of Christ's nativity from classical Western European art, and kind of talking about how they're related to the infancy narratives in the Gospels. So we'll do that all during January in my office, unless there's a huge crowd, then we have to move somewhere else. That'll be from 11:15 until 12. And then the final invitation I want to give to you is to our house, and I will include the address in the email that this video comes in. So if you're watching it on YouTube, I'm not going to give my address on YouTube, but just for the congregation, Christy and I and our family have hosted an Epiphany party at our home for many years. Sometimes that's been in a parsonage setting where the church owned the home that we were living in. We had that in Sherman in our previous appointment. Here, we own our place here in Richardson, just down the road from Spring Valley, and we're inviting the congregation to come by. It's a come and go thing. Christy makes all kinds of wonderful desserts, and we have coffee, and we just kind of open up our house between 3 and 5. So you can come for 3 minutes or for 2 hours, anything in between. You're welcome to stop by. It's just our way of expressing gratitude to the congregation and kind of topping off the Christmas season. So Epiphany is the last day, the 12th day of Christmas. We're making it the 13th day this year because it's January 7th. So it's Sunday from 3 to 5. We'd love to see you come by the house. This is going to be a great, exciting year at Spring Valley. I'm really looking forward to it. And it all starts with that covenant relationship. And so for many people, it's common practice to start the year with New Year's resolutions, resetting goals, thinking about a particular word or achievement that you want to accomplish this year, or maybe even reflecting on things that you didn't accomplish last year, maybe restarting that. The covenant relationship with God is a great place to start over. We put a lot of energy into our own individual goals, but how much energy do we put into our spiritual life? And so I invite you to think about the faithfulness, the covenant faithfulness of God, and how God calls us to respond by being faithful ourselves, and how we grow in Christian faith in 2024 and beyond. So I look forward to seeing you, Spring Valley Church, 10 o'clock in worship this coming Sunday. Bye for now, and Happy New Year.